Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning for those of you not on the East Coast, and welcome to our webinar talking about our new Fusable Salesforce app and Fusable API. I am your host for today, Edward Pronley, and I will be getting us started on our agenda for today. So I will be covering the fun giveaway we're having with this webinar, introduce our speaker for today, Laura, and then hand it over to her so she can dive into the rest of our agenda. That includes giving you a quick overview of the new Fusable Salesforce app and Fusable API, briefly explain how feedback from our clients led to this product's development, and then give you a live demo of the features so you can see how this product will help you identify stronger leads and drive more business using integrated prospecting data. With that said, let's get into it. It's always nice to start off with something a little fun, so let's talk free Carhartt gear. Everyone who registered and joined us here today has been automatically entered into a giveaway we are having, so one of you is going to receive some free gear. After today's webinar is over, we'll throw everyone's name into a hat from today's webinar and from the one on January 8th, and from that we'll draw out a winner. We'll let you know via email who won, and we will send you your new Carhartt gear shortly thereafter. So let's get into today's content. I am joined by Laura Hoover, a product director here at Fusable and the person who led the development of the new Fusable Salesforce app and Fusable API. For over a year now, Laura and her team have worked closely with many of our clients to understand how they use Fusable data to drive their business and what could be done to make using prospecting insights more efficient and impactful. You'll hear shortly how she and her team created two new ways to move our prospecting insights closer to the moment of decision, and how our new products get the right data to the right place at the right time, making your team and your workflows more efficient and effective. With that, I'll hand it over to Laura to walk through what the Fusable Salesforce app and API are and lead us through the rest of today's session.
Hi, everybody. As Ed mentioned, I'm a product director here at Fusable and your resident expert on the Fusable Salesforce app and Fusable API. So let's start with the question everyone is here to answer. What are the Fusable Salesforce app and Fusable API? They are two new ways that Fusable helps you integrate our industry-leading prospecting data directly into your business systems and decision workflows, helping you identify stronger leads, make faster decisions, and accelerate the speed in which you capitalize on new opportunities. Both products launched on November 10th, 2025, and both share the same data source, our new Fusable Data Core. Both products give you access to equipment financing records, corporate hierarchies, firmographics, brand preferences, and more. The insight behind both products is more or less the same: the need for high-quality prospecting data to be in the right place at the right time to enable faster and easier decisions that drive growth. Those are the things they have in common. So let me cover how each of them delivers value in their own unique ways. As the name of the product suggests, the Fusable Salesforce app lets you integrate our prospecting data into your Salesforce instance. It is capable of enriching your Salesforce records with Fusable prospecting data, giving you a 360-degree view of your accounts and leads. This means that after you install this app, you can look up pretty much any of your Salesforce records in Fusable's prospecting data and uncover all kinds of new information about the company, including what equipment they own and much more. This app also allows you to build targeted lead lists directly inside of Salesforce. No switching programs, no exporting spreadsheets, no messy uploads. Once you've built and curated a prospect list, you can use our app to push the records into Salesforce as new leads or accounts. That will include several new tabs of Fusable enrich data. These new tabs house all of the data that we have for that particular company and can be used to research new opportunities with leads or to grow current customers. We also have a feature that with one click, you can add any company found in Fusable Quick Search as a new lead or account. I'll show you what all those features look like within the app in a few minutes. I wanted to give you a high-level overview first. Now for a quick overview of the Fusable API. The Fusable API gives you the power to embed Fusable's prospecting data directly into almost any business system you use. Because you decide what data to pull and where it should appear, the API offers the highest level of customization for how your team can access and apply Fusable's prospecting intelligence. Like our Salesforce app, the API is frequently used to enrich records in CRM platforms other than Salesforce. The API is also unique in that it has a wide range of advanced use cases that go beyond what the Salesforce app delivers today. For example, you can feed Fusable data into lead scoring models to prioritize the right prospects faster. You can build custom pipeline reporting that visualizes opportunity gaps or territory insights, layering Fusable segmentation with your own data. You can run deep analysis using your own parameters and filters to identify trends or evaluate strategic decisions that can be backed by data. In short, the Fusable API is designed for teams that want maximum flexibility and faster workflows powered by prospecting insights displayed exactly where they can make the greatest impact. Let me answer another popular question. Why did we build these two integration products? The background of how these products came to be is important because its origin story is really about listening to your needs and making data more actionable and accessible within your current business workflows. Here's what professionals just like you have told us. You loved using data to inform decisions, but your team found themselves wasting time trying to manage data across multiple systems. You don't always trust the data you're using since it can be out of date or contain errors due to human entry mistakes. Your current data management processes require a lot of manual effort, which takes a lot of time that your team does not have. And you don't want new solutions that just give you more data. You want something that embeds the right data into your workflows so you can make strong decisions at the speed your business needs to move. There's one conversation that really stands out to me when I think about these particular needs. One dealer told us that they are used to sending their Salesforce admin a list of prospects exported from our EDA tool regularly and having her upload it to Salesforce. Their Salesforce admin jumped in at this point to add on that it is such a manual process for her, and that this integrated app experience is exactly what her sales team has been asking for. That conversation and many others like it helped shape the development of these two products. Before I jump into the demo portion of today's webinar, there is one thing I want to highlight. The launch of the Fusable Salesforce app and Fusable API are exciting by themselves, but they're actually part of a trio of new products we released in early November 2025. All three products are powered by our new data core, the integrated database and insights engine I mentioned earlier. Because they share this foundation, they all deliver the same consistent industry-leading prospecting data. The one product out of that trio that we are not going to cover today is the Fusable platform. That is our brand new web-based prospecting tool that gives you the ability to research companies, build targeted lead lists, analyze market data, and more, all within a standalone online experience. It does not require any kind of integrations. You can sign up, log in, and begin tracking down high-quality leads that will drive business growth. So if a web-based all-in-one prospecting solution sounds interesting to you, you can head over to fusable.com and check it out, or head to our YouTube channel to watch a live webinar we recorded back in December. All of these solutions pulling from that same foundational data core are Fusable's way of meeting you where you are at and listening to where and how our users are saying they want to interact with Fusable data. All right, with that product plug out of the way, I'm going to give you a live demonstration of the Fusable Salesforce app and walk through the features included in this initial release. There are four main features I'm going to walk through today: company search, one-click lead creation, record matching and enrichment, and targeted list building. Let me switch my screen over to the Fusable Salesforce app, and I'll show you what these features look like live in the system. Let's orient to what we're looking at on my screen here. Here you can see my Salesforce instance, which should look a lot like your Salesforce instance, except there are two new tabs at the top of my screen, Fusable List Builder and Fusable Quick Search tabs. These two tabs are added to your Salesforce instance when you install the Salesforce app. I'm going to start today's demo with Fusable Quick Search to show you one of the popular ways that users like to utilize the Salesforce app to identify new leads. Let's say you were at Equip Expo and you had a really engaging conversation with a guy named Jeff who worked for a landscaping company in Akron, Ohio. You didn't grab a business card from him, but you remembered the name of his company was something like Whatever Industries, or it at least started with a W. This is where a quick search feature can help out when you need to track down important prospecting insights, but you only have a few pieces of information related to a company. I'll just enter into Fusable Quick Search the information I know about this company, Whatever Industries, and they are in Akron, Ohio. Ohio. No records found. It'd help if I looked for Ohio. There we go. All right. So turns out there isn't a Whatever Industries, but there sure is a Weaver Industries, which for the purposes of my story is the name of the company I was actually looking for. This scenario shows you our search functionality goes beyond a simple word search and is an intelligent algorithm functioning a lot like popular search engines like Google do today. So let's say we like what we see in this Weaver Industries record. Looks like there are a few different locations for them around Ohio. I'm going to add this Main Street record to my CRM. I click Add to CRM to get the process started. It opens up this screen where I can select if I want to add them as a lead or an account. I want to add them as a lead in this case. Then I click Create New CRM Record. Weaver Industries is now added into my Salesforce as a lead. You can see the confirmation a lead was inserted successfully at the top of the screen, and the screen also shows you a link over to the new lead record. This feature is what we like to call one-click lead creation. And you can tell how much time it can save your team compared to manually entering a large number of leads from scratch or cleaning up spreadsheets of data gathered from trade shows or other events. That took me all of 15 to 20 seconds to find Weaver Industries and add them to my CRM. Pretty easy if you ask me. But let's take a look at what that new lead record actually gets you. Not only do you have a new lead in your CRM, but Fusable insights on that lead record are going to be populated with any information about the company that Fusable has on it, from their general company information to firmographics, their corporate parent hierarchy, and what equipment they have financed. So now I know Jeff has mowers and a tractor, primarily finances Kubota equipment, fairly brand loyal, and we get an idea of the size of his operation since he has 8 units. And because he has a tractor as well as a mower, I can start to assume he's probably not cutting residential lawns, maybe doing some commercial work as well. Something else we can see here is this is all 2025 equipment. He just bought a brand new fleet. So I know he's a valid target for us, and I can now uncover what our opportunities look like to do business with him. And based on these insights, I'm going to hand this lead off to our parts and services team so he can start engaging and building relationship with Jeff and his team to service his new fleet. So at this point, I've shown you how you can quickly search for companies and how easy it is to add those new companies as leads. Now let's talk about companies that you already have a Salesforce record for and how the Salesforce app can enrich the data you already have there. I'm going to switch from leads into accounts. And for this scenario, imagine you're a dealer who sells agricultural equipment and you've been selling to R&R Kiesel Farms for a number of years. But you know that this customer is almost certainly buying equipment from some of your competitor brands in the area. You've always wanted to figure out what other equipment they have in their fleet and to add that and to add that insight to the information you already have about them so you can sell more effectively based on their buying behavior. To demonstrate how the Salesforce app can help with this scenario, I'm going to do a bit of a before and after, showing you what a Salesforce record might look like before and after it's enriched with Fusable prospecting data. Here you have all your traditional data on a customer account record. You would have past opportunities and orders, what they buy, when they have their equipment serviced, known contact information, etc. But what you don't have is Fusable insights. This is what I like to call the before, since the record hasn't been enriched yet. And once we add Fusable insights to this, we'll be able to give you a full 360-degree view of the company's fleet operation. If you look right here on the screen, you see a new button called Search for Fusable Matches. When I click that, Salesforce auto-populates into my quick search the company information. And searching for them, I can find R&R Kiesel Farms right at the top of my results. My next step is a little different than before, since I do want to add this Fusable data to my CRM, but I don't want to create a new lead. I want to enrich the account record I already have with Fusable data. To do that, I click the big blue button, Enrich Existing Record, and the Salesforce app is going to create a link between this Fusable record and my own record of R&R Farms. Now that they're linked, I'll click on the company name to go back to their account in Salesforce, and I can show you the after of this before and after story we're telling. When I click into Fusable Insights, you can see this record has been enriched with Fusable data and contains a large number of new and actionable insights, including what equipment they have financed, and I can finally understand the other equipment they own and uncover opportunities to grow my brand share. In that last scenario, I just enriched a single record. You might be saying to yourself, but Laura, my company has well over 10,000 or 100,000 customers in our CRM. Am I going to have to assign somebody to manually enrich each record? The answer, thankfully, is no. We have a process called bulk match that we offer during implementation that finds all of the links between your Salesforce records and our database and can enrich all of them in a single upload process. Said another way, you go to work one day and you can only view what you know about your customers, and you go to work the next day and you instantly have integrated Fusable insights on every customer built right into their account records. This is one of the most powerful impacts the Fusable Salesforce app has on the clients who've signed up so far. That immediate and tangible impact of having actionable information instantly added to their Salesforce records. Their teams are spending less time trying to do research or triangulate information across multiple systems and spending more time strategizing about the most important opportunities to them or having more informed conversations with their customers and prospects. Okay, so if we take stock of what we've covered so far, I've searched for a company using Quick Search and added that company as a new Salesforce lead using one-click lead creation. I found a match for one of my current records and enriched it, gaining that full 360-degree view of the customer, including Fusable's integrated prospecting insights. So what's left? We have new list building capabilities that help you track down high value leads. In this scenario, consider it might be time to add new prospects into the sales funnel to try and drive more business. Here's where the Fusable Salesforce app list building feature comes into play. I'll navigate over to Fusable List Builder and walk you through what a lead list looks like in the app. I have pre-built a list for us already. On the left of the screen, you see all the filters we can use to build this prospect list. I'm going to click in to edit those filters and show you what I've applied. For today's purposes, I'm going to assume the role of a construction equipment dealer in Texas, looking for construction companies around my area who are soon to be in the market to upgrade or trade in their wheel loaders. They might not be ready to buy today, but I want to begin conversations with them sooner rather than later as their equipment is aging. The more contacts I can make with companies getting into this sweet spot, the more I think I can convert them to paying customers when their buying cycle comes around. I've added a date range filter looking for equipment financed around 5 years ago, added a radius search around Dallas, Texas, and limited the search to buyers of used or of new wheel loader equipment. Of course, you can search across all feasible types of equipment, depending on, what equipment you're selling or what aligns with your business. So when I search from here for these wheel loader owners and operators, I have a list of 75 companies that match the filters I set up. If you look at the company records across the top of this list, can scroll across the data and see we have company name, address, number of units financed in the last 5 years to give you an idea of the size and scale of their operation, as well as their last activity date. From this initial list, we can continue to make adjustments to the filters to narrow down our search to more specific criteria. Once we're happy, we've focused in on the right target segment. I want to create in Salesforce leads for all of these companies so that I can allocate them out to my sales reps and have them begin reaching out. The good news is that you don't have to export this list or do any kind of manual data entry to create those leads. The list building tool comes with functionality that lets you push the entire list over into your CRM with only a few clicks. Click Add to CRM, and I get a confirmation check here to make sure, do I want to add them as leads or accounts? Want to add them as a lead, confirm the number of records I'm inserting and what my filters were. Go ahead and click Submit, and the list has been finalized and leads are starting to be generated automatically. I can even see them starting to pop up here. And there you have it, the primary features I wanted to cover around the Fusable Salesforce app and how each one can help you overcome challenges and chase down opportunities in real-life selling scenarios. There are additional functionality and some edge case scenarios I could demo, but I think that covering these 4 features I've shown you is the best introduction to the power of the Fusable Salesforce app. Let's talk a little bit about the Fusable API. We'll shift gears from the Salesforce app. And we are back to looking at the Fusable API. Great. The Fusable API can integrate not only with popular tools like you see on the screen here, but with virtually any software your business uses. We want Fusable data to meet you where you and your teams work, making it easier to access, uncover insights, and act on than ever before. That near limitless connection potential is what makes the API so powerful. It gives you the flexibility to deliver data to the right people in the right place at the right time. And because the data that our Fusable API delivers doesn't live in a separate system and is instead integrated into your tools and workflows, there's a multiplier effect on the value of that data. I call this the 1 + 1 = 3 effect, since the power of the combined interconnected data is often greater than the value of each data set by itself. At the end of the day, it's that 360-degree view that this intertwined data set enables that gives you what you need to target smarter, prospect faster, and drive more business. Because of that flexibility and interconnected view the API provides, our clients use the Fusable API for a wide variety of high-value use cases. The most common ways clients use it is by embedding prospecting and firmographic insights into CRM and marketing automation programs. In the Salesforce portion of this presentation, I showed how our data appears inside Salesforce through our app. Our API can do generally the same thing in any other CRM on the market. This means that no matter which CRM or marketing automation tools you use, our API can enrich your records and help you get that full 360-degree view of each and every customer. A number of our clients also use the API to improve their lead scoring and targeting. They embed data such as company size, type of equipment owned, geographical location, and any other attribute available into their lead scoring system, giving them the ability to quickly understand which prospects match their ideal profiles and which ones don't. When talking with some users who depend on exports from our other tools today, we were able to uncover that the export feature has been essential to them because they need to append onto that record their own account information, like who owns it, past sales, and open opportunities. They've also mapped Fusable equipment types to their lines of business to identify who should own the account and identify overlapping opportunities. Those layered insights help them operationalize, prioritize, distribute, and then execute on leads. And now with the API, we're able to make that more efficient, removing their manual process each month. Another important use for the Fusable API involves analyzing pipeline and growth opportunities through custom reporting. Users pull in firmographic and equipment ownership data into their reporting systems to identify market size, geographic brand share, or purchasing trends. Layering the Fusable data with their own data in reporting helps them build long-term strategic plans and allocate their financial and human resources to the right ideas and opportunities based on data they trust. Last on our list, but one of the most popular use cases of the Fusable API is to create targeted lead lists. I've seen a wide variety of how clients create these customized lists, everything from integrating simple tables with filtering capabilities to custom solutions that automatically distribute lead lists to their sales reps based on recent equipment purchases and their territory assignments. Regardless of the method, the flexibility to create a lead list process that fits a team's workflow is a core benefit of the Fusable API. This list may not be exhaustive, and many of you may already have ideas on how you would use the Fusable data in your own systems. The key message here is that when you ask, can Fusable data be used in this way? The answer is almost always yes, the API can help you do that. Everything I've discussed so far only covers the features and functionality that was made available in the November 2025 initial release. But there's more good stuff coming down the pipeline for these two new products. In the first part of 2026, we're anticipating adding functionality to the Salesforce app, adding some usability improvements based on feedback from our 2025 early adopters, as well as expanding the equipment taxonomy available in list build and enriched profiles to give our users more insight into the equipment finance. We'll be following that up with some more data packages building onto those Fusable insights, delving into the granularity of activity data where you get to the UCC date, their status, and the lender attached to that UCC record. And on the other end of the spectrum, some aggregated prospect insights on buyer behaviors like brand loyalty and likelihood to buy. Next up on our roadmap are some features around auto enrichment, where we can offer features to automatically enrich and refresh your records, reducing manual effort even further. We have much more planned after that point, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, so I'll just mention these features as a teaser for now. And that's it for the content I wanted to cover today. So at this time, I'm going to hand the presentation back to Ed, and he will help close us out.
All right. Before we move on to the Q&A, I want to quickly share where you can find more information about the Fusable Salesforce app and the Fusable API. If you'd like to set up time with one of our account executives, or if you just want to explore the details on your own, you can visit the product pages on fusable.com. Each page has great information as well as a short request demo form you can fill out if you're interested. Once you complete the form, a member of our team will reach out within 24 hours to help you get a personal look at these two products. You can also take a look at some of the collateral we have posted on our new fusable.com resource hub. Links to all these resources will be included in our post-webinar email, so there's no need to jot anything down right now. And there will be some QR codes you can scan to get directly to our product pages right after the Q&A. Now, We have some time allocated to answer some questions that have been submitted during the demo. We've had some Fusible teammates in the background reading all of the questions and consolidating them into the most popular topics. And if we're not able to get to your question today, we will have a short poll and survey at the end, which includes an area for additional questions if you still have any. So here are the most popular questions that were submitted. Laura, how do I know if the Salesforce app or the API will work better for me?
This is the question to start with because it's less about which solution will be better for you and more of a question of where do you want your team to interact with Fusable data? Where will it be most helpful for them throughout their day? It's not necessarily just if you have Salesforce or not. Is that where your team spends their time prospecting? Do they prospect more so through a marketing automation tool? Are they looking at customer accounts in a DMS tool instead? So thinking through where Fusable data will help your team the most is going to help define which solution is going to be the best fit for your team.
How difficult is it to install or set up the Salesforce app?
So far, every installation has taken less than 30 minutes by a Salesforce admin. The total configuration with a few hours to configure how fields appear in your own accounts and leads, testing the deduplication rules, and any other testing your team may want to offer could extend to a few hours or a few days, depending on your own Salesforce team's capacity and availability.
Is there a way to automatically keep the data updated?
Today, there is a button in the Salesforce app to enrich records in real time while you're looking at a lead or an account. And on our roadmap in 2026, we're planning to expand our refresh options to include a more automated cadence. So that's coming soon.
Can the leads or accounts added from list build be assigned to sales reps based on their set sales territory AOR?
This isn't a feature available out of the box in the Salesforce app, but we have had clients create a workflow in their Salesforce that assigns a record to a rep once the record is inserted into their Salesforce instance post list build. So there are some options depending on your own Salesforce instance and admin capacity to set something like that up. On the API side, you can absolutely build that assignment in based on your own territory rules.
Is the data stored in Salesforce allowing us to run reports or create dashboards?
Yes, the enriched data is stored in your Salesforce instance, so it could be built into custom sales reports or dashboards. There are no reports out of the box with the Salesforce app today, but it is once the data is in there in Salesforce, it can be pulled into reports like any other object field.
Perfect. Laura, thank you so much for walking us through the Fusable Salesforce app and our Fusable API today. If you have the time before you go, we'd like to ask you to fill out a short survey to let us know what you think about today's webinar. And as I mentioned earlier, there is a small area at the bottom of the survey for any additional questions that you may have. You should see the survey pop up on your screen in just a few seconds. We will use the insights from this survey to improve the future webinars we have on the calendar. All of us here at Fusable, thank you for spending some time with us today and learning about the new Fusable Salesforce app and Fusable API. If you have any additional questions or you want to learn more, you can visit fusable.com/integrations APIs to find out how we can help you identify more high quality leads and drive more business. And as I mentioned previously as well, there are two QR codes on your screen right now that will lead you directly to our product pages where you can learn more information. Thank you so much for joining us today.